Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, tensions continue to run high throughout the region as the Islamic Republic of Iran and its regional proxies are positioning themselves to launch a multi-front attack against Israel. The United States sends additional military assets to the Middle East in support of the State of Israel. Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah proclaims that the war with Israel has evolved into an open battle on all fronts and it has entered a new phase. Tensions continue to run high throughout the region as the Islamic Republic of Iran and its proxies are making preparations to launch a multi-front attack against Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, during a visit to the Home Front Command's headquarters, highlighted Israel's preparedness while further stressing that the IDF will respond in force to any attack against Israeli territory.
אני מסיים עכשיו ביקור בפיקוד העורף. האלוף, אני מתרשם מהעבודה החשובה שנעשתה עד כה, וכמובן מההיערכות שלנו לבאות. ישראל נמצאת במוכנות גבוהה מאוד לכל תרחיש, הן בהגנה, הן בהתקפה. אנחנו נגבה מחיר כבד מאוד על כל מעשה תוקפנות נגדנו, מכל זירה שהיא. לאחר שחיסלנו שלשום את רמטכ"ל חיזבאללה, מוחסן, היום הגיע העימות הסופי לחיסולו של רמטכ"ל חמאס, מוחמד דף. דף היה אחראי לטבח הנורא של ה-7 באוקטובר, וגם לפיגועים רצחניים רבים נגד אזרחי ישראל. הוא היה מבוקש מספר אחד של ישראל במשך שנים, והחיסול שלו מקבע עיקרון פשוט שקבענו. מי שפוגע בנו, אנחנו פוגעים בו.
Alongside Israel's preparedness to confront any threat to its sovereignty and territorial integrity, Jerusalem's National Security Council released a travel alert to all Israelis traveling abroad, urging them to exercise increased precaution. It further stressed that it is possible that Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas will retaliate against Israeli and Jewish targets abroad, such as embassies, synagogues, Jewish community centers, etc. In addition, there is mounting concern that the escalation will increase motivation among global jihad organizations and lone wolf terrorists to attack Israelis in various countries around the world. Consequently, the National Security Council recommends that those planning foreign travel seriously reconsider the necessity of traveling to countries for which the travel alerts have been issued with moderate and high-level threats, including South Africa, Nigeria, the Philippines, Turkey, the United Arab Emirates, India, Bahrain, and Russia, among others. Separately, the National Security Council also urged Israelis and Jewish communities to exercise caution in the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, Sweden, Germany, France, and Spain, among other countries. For the full advisory list, please visit Israel's National Security Council's website. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden held a phone conversation with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, during the course of which they discussed placing more American military equipment in the region in order to help Israel defend itself against UAVs and ballistic threats. The White House announced that the president had reiterated the U.S. commitment to Israel's security against the threats that it faces, while reiterating further the importance of the efforts to prevent an escalation in the region. Following the phone conversation while standing on the tarmac at the U.S. Joint Military Base Andrews, President Biden voiced concern over the latest developments in the Middle East and emphasized his hope that the proposed hostage release deal would be finally accepted by the Islamist Hamas.
I'm very concerned about it. I had a very direct meeting with Prime Minister today, and very direct. We have the basis for a ceasefire. He should move on it, and they should move on it now.
Asked whether the targeted killing of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh essentially killed the deal, President Biden ascertained that it was not helpful.
It's not helped. That's all I'm going to say right now. Thank you.
Meanwhile, in Beirut yesterday, a funeral was held for the top military commander of Hezbollah, Fuad Shukr, also known as Sayyid Mohsen.
هذه الشهادة نحن كمحور مقاومة في المنطقة نزداد قوة باستشهاد القيادات لدى الصف الأول. فنقول من هنا من هذا المقام الكبير أن الرد سيكون مزلزل، أن الرد سيهز إسرائيل وأمن إسرائيل كما هزهم في طوفان الأقصى. الآن سيكون الرد أقوى بكثير بإذن الله، وأن إسرائيل وأعوانها في زوال في زوال في زوال، والقدس ستبقى عاصمة لفلسطين ولشعب فلسطين.
نحن بنعتبر انه ان شاء الله هيدي المعركه هي القريبه اللي بدها تمهد للخلاص ولزوال الغده السرطانيه اسرائيل. من 50 سنه ومن 60 سنه الامام الصدر قال اسرائيل شر مطلق، وان شاء الله باذن الله هذا الشر بده يزول قريبا جدا.
Addressing those in attendance from an undisclosed bunker, Hezbollah's Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah initially sought to delegitimize Israel's reasoning for the targeted killing of Fuad Shukr, claiming that Hezbollah was not responsible for the rocket attack that murdered 12 little children in the Druze Golan Heights community of Majd al-Shams.
وهذا أكبر تزوير وتضليل يجري في هذه الأيام. في حادثة مجد الشمس هناك صاروخ سقط في البلدة. نحن نفينا بشكل قاطع مسؤوليتنا عن هذا الحادث، ونحن نملك شجاعة أننا لو قصفنا أي مكان أن نتحمل المسؤولية حتى ولو كان خطأ، لأنه في بعض الناس قال يا أخي يمكن الجماعة يكونوا مغلطين. نحن لو مغلطين بنعترف وبنعتذر.
To Nasrallah's dismay, a UNIFIL investigation has reportedly found Hezbollah responsible for launching the rocket. Nevertheless, irrespective of the truth, since Hezbollah launched an unprovoked war against Israel on October 8th of 2023 and has since then launched thousands of rockets against Israel, the Hezbollah leader insisted that the Jewish state crossed all red lines against Iran and its regional proxies.
هناك معركة في غزة، هناك معركة في جنوب لبنان، هناك معركة مفتوحة في اليمن وحتى في العراق، لأنه كل هذا عم يتزامن مع بعضه. تقصف الحديدة في اليمن وتقصف جوف الصخر أمس أو أول أمس في العراق، ويقتل القائد إسماعيل هنية في طهران، ويقتل القائد فؤاد شكر في الضاحية الجنوبية. هذه لم تعد جبهات، هذه معركة مفتوحة في كل الجبهات ودخلت في مرحلة جديدة.
Despite claiming an all-out war, Nasrallah has left an open door for de-escalation.
لو قتلتم من قتلتم ودمرتم ما دمرتم وأعلنتم حربا هنا وهناك وذهبتم إلى أبعد الحدود وتجاوزتم كل الخطوط الحمراء بمعزل عما نفعل، نحن لن يكون هناك حل سوى بوقف العدوان على غزة.
It is important to know that while Israel, whose ceasefire arrangement was endorsed by UN Security Council Resolution 2735, stands at the ready to enter into the arrangement, despite painful concessions, the leadership of the Islamist Hamas in Gaza continues to reject it. Nevertheless, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken remains steadfast in his efforts to realize a deal.
From day one, since October 7th, the horrific attack on Israel and on its men, women, and children, one of the things that we've been focused on is trying to make sure that the conflict that emerged in Gaza doesn't spread, doesn't go to other places, doesn't escalate. And we're going to continue to do that as well. Now again, the best way to bring temperature down everywhere and to put us on a better path is through a ceasefire in Gaza. That will have, I think, important effects on other areas where you could see conflict, whether it's in the north of Israel and Lebanon, whether it's Iran, whether it's in the Red Sea with the Houthis. So that's why the focus on the ceasefire needs to remain, and for us, it will very much remain on that.
Asked whether the targeted killing of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh has brought about an end to diplomacy, Washington's top diplomat said the following.
First, this is something we were not aware of or involved in. It's very hard to speculate, and I've learned over many years never to speculate on the impact one event may have on something else. So I can't tell you what this means. I can tell you that the imperative of getting a ceasefire, the importance that that has for everyone remains. And we will continue to labor at that for as long as it takes to get there.
Meanwhile, in Berlin, the German Foreign Ministry has once again called on all of its citizens to immediately leave Lebanon while they still can, while calling upon all parties in the Middle East to exercise restraint. Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. It is important for us to highlight that TV7 Israel is a donation-based non-profit ministry with all of our productions available free of charge. Therefore, we would deeply appreciate it if you'd consider making a donation. You can do so by visiting our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. Separately, I'd like to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. I'm Jonathan Hessen wishing you a Shabbat Shalom ve'batuach, and God willing, we will see you during our upcoming TV7 Israel updates. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.